All right. After months of uncertainty, is the Hamilton-Burlington housing market finally turning a corner? That's exactly what we talk about in this month's housing market update. We're finally seeing a shift with home sales not only improving over last month, but also surpassing last year's levels for the second month in a row. It's starting to be clear that these recent interest rate cuts have given some of these hesitant buyers the nudge they needed to dive in. But even with this uptick, we're still below historical sales trends for October. And as Nicholas von Bredau noted, we're witnessing a shift towards a more balanced market. Inventory levels have decreased slightly, edging us out of the buyer's market territory, though elevated supply remains. For sellers, this is a step in the right direction, but with benchmark prices still easing, it's a cautious path forward. So, will the Bank of Canada's next rate decision finally tip the scales, or will supply continue to weigh down prices? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below as we go through this video and break down what it means for you moving forward. My name is Morgan Little. I'm a realtor here in Hamilton and Burlington. If at any time I can do anything to help in your journey, feel free to reach out, book a call using the Calendly link in the description below, or simply shoot me a text, and I look forward to connecting. Now let's take a look at those numbers. Starting with Hamilton and the total number of sales in October, which were 536, up almost 28% from this time last year, and up from 459 sales in the month of September. So activity seems to be picking up, especially since those summer months tend to be slower. And like I mentioned, the multiple interest rate cuts now may be bringing some more confidence back into the market. The number of new listings were 1,193, down 4.5% from last year when things were uncertain as rates increased, and also down a fair bit from last month's 1,487. I think sellers may be feeling a little discouraged as homes are sitting longer than they would have expected, and they're not fetching the prices they may have hoped for. Those new listings are adding to the total inventory of 2,180 homes on the market, up 15% from 2023 and down from September's 2,471. More sales and less new listings have contributed to this number being down from the previous month. The months of supply on the market is at 4.1, down 10% from last year, echoing the statement from the Realtors Association of Hamilton and Burlington, noting the shift to a more balanced market. With an average number of days on market of 36.5, we had an average price of $821,512 in October, up 5% from last year and up $5,000 from September. So overall, nothing major or concerning to really point out here, but for those who are thinking about getting into the market, especially with one more possible interest rate cut in December, let's take a look at the benchmark price for each type of home. Remember, the benchmark price represents a home with the most typical set of features. Detached homes, we're looking at a benchmark price of $826,700. Semi-detached homes, benchmark is looking at $735,300. Townhomes are at $645,000, and the benchmark price for condos in Hamilton is $468,700. In terms of areas, October home sales improved across nearly every location across the Hamilton region. However, when considering new listings coming onto the market, the most popular area, as usual, and one of the few to report a monthly decline in inventory, was Hamilton Mountain, which had an average price of just over $750,000. This will give you a rough idea of what it might cost you, but as I've mentioned previously, if you're a first-time home buyer, there is a price point for every budget. So if you are looking to get into the market, I highly recommend speaking to a mortgage broker to really get an idea of where you stand financially and how much home you should be looking at. I'm happy to recommend some great brokers that I work with. Feel free to reach out. Like I said, book a call below or just simply shoot me a text and I can do just that. Now, over the bridge to grandmother's house we go to beautiful Burlington, where after 6 consecutive months of year-over-year declines, sales in the Burlington area improved over last year's levels, though they still remain low compared to your typical October levels. Up over 50% from last year with 213 sales in October, where we only saw 159 in September. We saw 434 homes come onto the market in October, which is actually a wee smidge less than we saw the month before. These have added to a total number of 638 homes on the market, which is up 18.5% from the same time last year. With 3 months of supply on the market, homes are selling in an average of almost 29 days for an average price of $1,078,084, a 6% decline from October of 2023 and a 60,000 decrease from just a month ago. So what does it all mean, Basil? Well, for Burlington, it's a bit of an insulated market and not necessarily reflective of the overall Ontario or GTA housing market. But as we saw in Hamilton, things are beginning to pick up a bit as we've seen multiple interest rate cuts. As a general rule of thumb, we don't really see the true impact of any given interest rate cut for 12 to 18 months trickle down into the market. And that's why, contrary to what some may have predicted, we didn't see an immediate jump in prices or activity when the bank started cutting rates. Though I will say, with the way things are going, and not to be that agent that says you better get in before prices go crazy again, but I do see opportunity out there if you are ready to buy, especially if you're thinking about it in the next 3, 4, 5 months, because once we do see that trickle down of the impact of the interest rates into the market and people naturally gravitate towards the market in the spring, I think we will see an uptick in home sales and potentially in prices as well. So do with that what you will. And again, if there's ever anything I can do to help in your journey, feel free to book a call, reach out, send a text, send a carrier pigeon, whatever way you like to get in touch, and I'm happy to chat. Till then, I'll see you on the next one.